Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. All right. Almost 8 o'clock. Now, believe it or not, I've been up now for over 3 hours. I woke up just before 5. I think it was 5 to 5 when I woke, pried an eye open and looked at the clock. And I thought, well, may as well get up and get a nice early start. And by the time I checked my comments and read the news, and did you ever notice that when you go on the internet, they are so clever at being able to get you to look at stuff that you don't want to buy? Wow, I can't even close down my email without having to look at an ad that kind of is of interest to me. And you click on it, maybe, and not very often, or I try not to. Yeah, boy, those guys are sharp. And Facebook, I think it's getting worse. I really do. I think it's getting worse. I go on the I think it's called the home page or whatever it is, and yeah, you get the feeds from people that have posted something 2-3 weeks ago, and it's not the new stuff, and you try to set it so that you're only going to get the new stuff. For some reason they don't want you to, and the advertising. Now I realize the advertising pays for it. It's free. I shouldn't complain. However, okay, came back to the model table here a little while ago, and I thought, I'm going to take that little pipe that I glued in the wrong place, that we're not going to see anyway, and I thought I'm going to rehydrate it, and I'm going to move it over to where it's supposed to go. So I was hanging on to this thing, and I guess I wasn't paying too much attention, and I broke off one of our little taps. So there I am, meticulously gluing it back on in place. So I have been at the model table. We're not going to have a rollback to show that. Okay. Anyway, checking the news, and another hurricane is moving in on Florida. It's almost on top of them right now, from what I understand. Oh my goodness. I don't think that things are getting worse in the world. I think we've had floods before. Like Peter from Scale Modeling, where he is in Chiang Mai, I think it is, in Thailand, they had a real bad flood, but they probably had a flood like that before. Maybe they don't have a record of it, but it probably did. And yeah, these things have happened before, but the thing of it is now, what's happening is that we are hearing about it right away. As soon as we check our email, we're hearing about all these horrendous things that are going on in the world. Not that they never happened before. It's just that, well, I guess there's always something that happens that never happened before, like a big asteroid might hit you or something like that. Well, an asteroid did hit us before, apparently. Anyway, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. Okay, what we should do here is, I got this part out because we need it here. And I was thinking, it wants us to mount the engine down on top of this right now, but I was realizing that when we get to the next step, and we have to start putting this module all together, I was wondering, would it be possible to put the engine in after everything else is assembled? The reason being is, well, for instance, there's LEDs that I have to hook up into this piece right here yet. I think we did drill some of the holes. It's so long ago I've forgotten. And this, you have, this is what, module number 5? Yeah, it's number 5. We've done so many LEDs already. It's hard to remember what did I do and what didn't I do. Okay. Oh, the other day I was noticing just on the other side of the monitor there's a test tube with a little stool in it. And I was thinking, oh, I forgot to put that little stool in one of the modules. Now, fortunately, I can place it in with tweezers. I'm sure I can do that. Kind of like building a ship in a bottle, that kind of thing. I think it'll work. I'm not going to build a ship in a bottle. Don't worry. Well, Jason Port was reviewing a kit of a wooden ship. And every time he reviews a wooden ship, I think, yeah, I'd like to build a wooden ship. And then I'm thinking, sawdust all over the place. Do I want that? If I want sawdust all over the place, I'll go down in my workshop. Make a real boat. Yeah, like, what was his name? Jethro on that... oh, I can't remember the name of the show. He built a boat in his basement. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Okay. Gee, and I watched that whole series too, and I can't remember the name of it. That's scary. Okay. Yeah, I think we should be able to place that motor after the module is basically put together. I would think. I'm gonna get all the parts out here and assemble them first without the motor, just a little bit. And anyway, that is the last thing that we have to do in step 44 is drop the motor down. All these other parts now are in place, even if one of them is a little bit wrong. Okay, let's recompose here. No big news. Our son came up a little while ago. Haven't checked it. Haven't looked for the walkers. I don't know what's going to happen. Yesterday's sunrise was kind of nice. I didn't do the time lapse thing. I caught it with when there was some geese flying through. Now, mind you, believe it or not, there are geese flying through the scene almost constantly now this time of year. I don't know where they're coming from, but they just coming and coming and coming. My goodness, there's a lot of good eating there if you like goose. Okay, I better not let the wildlife people hear me say that. I'll be checking my freezer for feathers. Or my garbage for feathers. I'll check the freezer for the goose. Anyway, what was I going to say here? I forget. And that's scary too. Let's move on here. See what we can do. I'm gonna get the other pieces for this module, and we're done 44. We are done 44. Yeah, but the only thing I might have to refer to 44 is to see exactly where the motor is supposed to go. However, I can pretty much see where it's supposed to go. It looks like there's little marks here that you put the frame of the motor would come between right here and right here. But then it's also got them here and here. But according to the no, it would obviously the motor will go on the far side, not on the close side. So some of these drawings the trumpeter has done, in some ways they are remarkably good. If I take the macro lens and just move right in, you can see that the drawing is fairly good, but in some ways it doesn't really show exactly where stuff has to go. And it's almost better to refer to the painting and marking guide. Or if you really want to do it right, you look at those pictures of the real thing. Anyway, I think I just don't know where to start here this morning. Well, let's get those other pieces. I think most of them are in this tray here, and we'll just bumble through this today. Yeah, we're done step 44. Is this the piece? This doesn't look right. Okay, let's. I'll turn the page and. Why don't I press stop? I'm probably driving everybody crazy here. This is the piece we needed. I knew it didn't look right. Okay. I've basically got out all the pieces now that we can assemble the module together. But there are a few things that I still have to get. Now this one here, the T2, that's this. We got that one. It's not painted yet though. Then there is the U4, which is this one right here. May as well grab it right now, and then we're done with the U sprue. Okay, we got that. There's a few pieces off the T sprue we have to get, and we will clean this up later. However, when I was looking at this piece here, probably about half an hour ago now, I was noticing this up right here, right by the decal, and I was realizing that we have to put a decal there, maybe. So I checked the painting and marking guide, and sure enough, we got this decal to put on. I think I may as well put it on now. In fact, I have to put it on now before we start putting this all together, because we're not going to be able to easily be able to get in there, or we're going to have another situation like with this this part over here. Oh, careful, Ron. Remember all these little tiny decals that we put on? Was it yesterday? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and then we'll worry about the lights and stuff like that later. Let's put the decal on and get it over with. It's sort of a finicky thing. Once I get set up and start working with decals, I don't mind doing it. It's I think setting up and cleaning up afterwards, it's not as bad as spray painting. But anyway, I'm starting to think about other stuff while I'm talking here, and I'm not making a whole lot of sense. It looks like we do have to get some long spindly pieces off of the U sprue here. Oh, wait a minute. That would be this one right here. And I believe this is the very last piece. Yeah. This is the very last piece. Okay, very carefully here. Now don't cut the part that you need. Okay, we'll clean that up later. Okay, well that's it for the U sprue. We got another one to hang on the wall if I was still doing that. Okay. Yeah, and then there's a bunch of stuff off of the T sprue, long spindly stuff. And a little wheel off the Z. Got the Z over the... Where's the Z? I got it here, don't worry. I haven't lost any of the parts yet. This piece we've already got made. Okay, let's stop reminiscing here while the camera's running and get our decal on. This should go good, I would think. This one here, I might be using the Solva set. That's the really strong stuff. So let's do that. That might be all we get done to here today yet. Missy the dog is due to come by pretty soon, so we're ready for her. What time is it anyway here? Oh, she probably won't be by for about an hour. She's coming later and later and later. Probably because of the time, the sun rising later, I would imagine. I think dogs go by that. On the other hand, maybe not. Okay, I know I said we're going to do the decal, but I was thinking, why don't I just quickly get the rest of the pieces that I need here? So I got this wheel here, this Z31, and then the off the T sprue we need a T5, a T10. Okay. Well, it has to be these. These are the only things left on the T sprue. Maybe I'm going to use these other cutters here. They're just a little bit more delicate. I don't want to accidentally break this. Okay. And the last one is right here. Okay, and as I said before, if we were still doing that, there's another sprue for the wall. But in this case, it's the recycle bin. Okay, then there was a V3. Okay. I don't even need to look at the number. It's obviously this one right here. Okay, do you see any more little pieces on there? I don't see any more. I think we've got everything off of the V sprue as well. Okay, so that was 3 sprues this morning that we went through. Do you remember when we first opened up this box? All the little packages of sprues? I don't know if I was impressed or terrified. Okay, so we got that. This piece here, I think we've already got this made. And this is these things here. We've made a whole bunch of them way back. Okay, we got those. And this piece here, I'm pretty sure I've got it. Just yeah, that's this piece. It's done and it's painted. It's funny I didn't paint this one. Okay, so we got that. All right, this piece we got, the U4. I think we now have all the parts we need for step 45. They're just not assembled and painted. No. Let's do the decal. Okay, I think that the best way to apply this decal will be to slide it up this way off of the paper. And I have to be careful here with my tweezer that I'm not grabbing the decal or it's not going to want to slide off, is it? Okay, let's go get our water. Oh, and we will use the macro lens. Okay, I think I've got this adjusted good for you and for me for a change. Now this is the micro set. I'm just putting some on here just to, we're going to want to float our part around on it later. Now the thirsty brush. You can see the micro set going into the brush. Now, does that look like it's straight, or should it go a little bit more to the left here? You notice there's what appears to be a clock right there, and I want that clock to be centered right over top of the little bump. It's hard to see where it is. Might be able to see it better. Well, I don't want to damage it now. Don't go damaging it. Maybe I should be using the thirsty brush to move it here. Yeah, I think that's gonna raise in the right place. Okay, now we're getting rid of as much of the micro set as we can, and then we're going to put solvaset down there and let it do its solving thing. I think we pretty much got it. Am I moving this out of the vision here? Oh no, it's still in place. Okay. Now this is the solvaset. This is the strong stuff. This will actually dissolve the plastic of the cellophane. And maybe what I should do is just leave the camera running, and we'll do a time-lapse thing. See if we can watch it happen. I think I've got it on there pretty good. Okay, I'm guessing about 5 minutes has passed here now. And I'm noticing it didn't seem to go down very good right there, did it? Just trying to poke it down just a little bit more on the top. Using one of Gabe's thirsty brushes here. Now I've got to remember that this decal is very spongy right now. Okay, I think that's about as good as we're going to get it. All right, yeah. Well, Missy the dog, about 5 minutes ago maybe, not even, went out for her constitutional, so she's going to be at the door very shortly. I got to get myself ready here. Hello, Missy. Good morning. Oh, I get the ear flap, do I? I get an ear flap. Come on in. Come on in. Okay, morning, Max.
Morning. Did you check the video?
The video?
Mm-hmm. of you getting out the motorcycle
Yes.
last night?
Yes, I did. I checked it.
Did you see her?
I saw her there. Yeah, not as good as I had hoped, but yeah. And here we go with the tail again. Lots of little pieces here.
Well, because I'm glad she's being well rewarded, because we're going to do our ears.
Oh.
I think Rainey's going to hold and I'll fill the syringe. And there's a little bit of a yeast infection, and all the doodles have such thick hair in their ears. They have to get inside the hair to the ear canal. And then rub some of that stuff on the inside of the ear for 14 days. They did it at the vet's yesterday, and I didn't see her scratch her ears at all yesterday, and only once today, so we'll have to keep the treatment going for 14 days.
I used to have
Do you want me to hold that for a while?
a Samoyed. Maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to just extend it out and I'll just support it like this. There we go. I had a Samoyed with those white dogs.
With the long hair that sheds?
Yeah, and you can actually card their hair and make wool out of it.
Yeah.
And
you use the steel claws to comb through their hair?
well, I don't remember
In the
doing that, but
spring.
what I was going to tell you was about the ears. That they are susceptible to going deaf.
Whoa.
They get a buildup of wax in their ears, and a vet came by and I didn't know this, and he gave me some special soap, and we had to wash the ears out. Yeah, but she just laid on her side and accepted it. There was no problem. Yeah, it was. Okay, that's it for the venison.
That happened to me once, well, really before last in Mexico. I went stone deaf in one ear and went into emergency, and the doctor took it out, but he wasn't real good, because my ear bled for a couple of days afterwards.
Mm.
And it would hurt so much, and I would just sort of scream and move ahead, and he said, "Stop moving, I'll hurt you." And I said, "Well, stop hurting me and I'll stop moving."
Yeah. Oh, one of the viewers was asking about if you really were a bush pilot, so I elaborated a little bit, and I told him that you had also written a book. Now, I think you'd written a book, hadn't you?
I think I have two online.
Two online? And somebody else asked, what would the name of the book be? Maybe they were interested. Could they look it up and actually order it on like an e-book, or is that that sort of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you remember the name of the book? Or do you not want to talk about it?
No. You just caught me up guard. There's two. The first one, they're by Maxim Greenwood. The first one is called Warrior's Road, and it's a fictionalized history of my ancestor who came to New France in 1661. And the second book is called Panzer Road, fictionalized account of the German invasion of the USSR, June 21st, 1941. There's a lot of sex and violence in
Sex and violence.
in both books. So
Okay.
reader beware. It would make Fahrenheit 451 blush. But my wife had just died, and Drolish, I was going crazy. So I sat down and I wrote for 3 hours every morning and 3 hours every afternoon. And while I was away in that other world, I wasn't hurting. I wasn't remembering that Martha had died.
Yeah, I can sort of relate to that, because I found that I was doing things too that I didn't normally do.
And when 2 years had passed and the grieving had eased, there was writing to do, but I didn't want to write anymore. The impetus had gone.
Yeah. I can understand that, actually. Yeah.
So both books are on Amazon.
They are. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Kindle books.
yeah, so Atticoke and Chris, you were asking what the names of the books are. I hope you caught that.
Atticoke in Ontario.
Yeah, Atticoke.
Thanks, Ron.
Okay, we'll see ya. Take care. Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay, I gotta have a little bit of fun here. All right. There we go. Now, I was thinking afterwards, maybe if I was to put this on the rotator and turn it around and have the light come in from an acute angle, we might be able to see how well those individual instruments show up on that panel. Yeah, let's just do that. We'll stick on the old macro lens. Okay, I'm sure that some of you noticed it too. My decal was too much, probably half a millimeter too much to the left. If I had left it where it was when I first put it on, it would have been perfect. You only notice it when you know, when you're watching it on the screen, big. And I was just doing a little bit of editing there. I still got to do the final edit. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I get a coffee visitor. And look at the time already. Yeah, the days are just flying by. And it's nice outside. It says 24.5. It's probably about 22. I'll go for that, especially in October. Yes. So I'm gonna say thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're gonna see. Oh, I just don't have time for the sunrise and the so on today. We'll just have to leave it for tomorrow and hope it'll be nice tomorrow. Maybe I'll get my act together a little better. Yeah, things I did. You know, I was in the kitchen. I was making some soup. You know Merv from Merv's Flag. Well, he came over with some fresh tomatoes and some fresh garlic, and yeah. And I started making some soup. So in my pressure cooker, it just beeped a little while ago, and I spent a lot of time doing that. So I guess I'd like to say I was at the model table the whole time, just working away here, but I wasn't. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching, everybody, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.